The party took place in 1915 over the last 2 weeks in July. And on one of the last nights, the saddle-weary and saddle-sore and weary travelers were around the bonfire as my grandfather got up and made this speech, and I quote, "Well, men, we've had a glorious 10 days together, and we have a few more left before we reach Yosemite Valley. I think the time has come, though, that I should confess why I wanted you to come along with me. It's not only for your interesting company, but to hope that you'll see these mountains and the significance of them in the larger picture which I want to convey to you. Hopefully you'll take this message and go back and talk about it in your own style. These valleys and heights are significant in the bigger picture and the majesty of all that we can find to preserve in America. Although Sequoia, Yellowstone, Glacier, and Crater Lake, and others are already set aside, just think of the vast areas our land can be preserved in the future. Think of the Grand Canyon of the Colorado, the wonders of our territories in Alaska and Hawaii. But unless we protect these areas currently held by establishing a separate government agency, we may lose those to special interests. Doesn't that sound familiar? We need this Bureau to enhance and enlarge our public lands, to preserve infinitely more, quote, for the benefit and enjoyment of the people, unquote, which was from the Yellowstone Act of 1872. So I ask you writers to go back and spread the message to your readers. You businessmen, contact your clubs and associations. Talk to your friends who are interested in the outdoors. Tell them to help financially and to use their influence with the congressman. To you, Gillette, as our only congressman on this trip, go back and urge your colleagues to form a National Park Bureau. To each of you from the state parks, go back to your state parks and tell them to cooperate and work with the federal government. And to each of you, remember that God has given us these beautiful lands. Try and save them for and share them with future generations. Now, go out and spread the gospel. So that was his speech to them. And I'm happy and proud to say that I believe we've done pretty well by my grandfather over the years. My sisters, my son, and I are thrilled to be part of this event, to support NPCA, and to know that his legacy has lived well beyond his lifetime and will live well beyond ours. The commemorative plaque to Stephen Mather, which is in most national parks, accurately sums up our grandfather's work and states, he laid the foundation of the National Park Service, defining and establishing the policies under which its areas shall be developed and conserved, unimpaired for future generations. There will never come an end to the good that he has done. And there it is. I know the National Park Service